Someone must have given us the wrong calendar. What do you mean Cup of China is the second event? Hello, hello. We should dub this lineup as gorgeous skaters I'm not emotionally invested. I hear you say. I know, I just triggered so many of you with those words. In general terms, the skaters here are pretty refined, very much in control of their bodies, and don't get me wrong, this is great for the sport. They are just not my favorites. I know it's kind of an unpopular opinion, but please do not subscribe. They're just too beautiful, and I rather have passion, over refinement. Everything wrong in my life summarized in one sentence, but anyway, let's go. Mikhail Shaidorov, probably one of the most refined skaters here, is our frontrunner. 4 continents champion, world silver medalist. I must say that when Misha shared that he was preparing this music for years in advance, I had imagined grandiose music, but after watching it at Dennis Tell Memorial, I just kind of... Not gonna lie, it was a bit disappointing. Hopefully it's one of those programs that grow on you as the season goes along, but this is your Olympic program, so I was expecting more bangers. Maybe by the time the Grand Prix final comes along I will love it, but right now it's not moving me an inch. However, as unrefined as Misha might be in components, he is definitely the quad demon to counteract the quad god. His personal best days from March with 287. If you have a thing for good jumping, he is your guy. Let's rewatch my favorite transition. Damn, he's good. Alysa, you have to talk about Daniel Grassel. Oh, do I really? Fine. The Italian man with mad technique will magically great scoring has a personal best of 278. The love of Italian judges will keep him in contention, but if we have a good tech color, he might not even podium. Is that gonna happen? Probably not. Shun Sato, the second Kanto boy we'll see in the Grand Prix, look forward to his free because the way he performs Firebird is Olympic Games worthy. As much as I love Kazuki Tomono, Shun is becoming a stronger candidate for Team Japan. Personal best of 285. He has a higher score than the Italian man. We're saved. Fan favorite number 1, Rifle World Champion 2023, where he coincidentally got his personal best of 296 is Junhwan. Why rank him 4 then? This is how I think they will perform and the judges will reward them. Jun is always underscored, you cannot blame me. Adding to the fact that he's struggling with boot issues right now. If he settled the boot quarrel, he can contest for a medal, otherwise I fear he'll be 4th and worst of all, behind the man who forgot his doping test 3 times. Seto Yamamoto, eternal contender for Team Japan, is still listed as I'm recording, but I'm pretty convinced he'll withdraw. All men in Japan are apparently in a secret competition to see who is more injured going into the games. What is happening? Beautiful lines and a personal best of 274. 2 points below lies fan favorite number 2, Denis Vasilyevs. Will he risk his quadruple salto in the short? Maybe. He's finally landed it in competition, albeit just twice, like fully rotated, but who cares? Progress is progress. He might not be my beloved, yet I'm always looking forward to see what he's got in store. And so should you. Next up, absolute wildcards. They could upset the top 5 or stay in the bottom 6. From the graduating junior class of 2025, Jacob Sanchez. I can't believe he's the only elite skater who hopped on the K-pop Demon Hunter train. He's calling upon demonic figures. China will be the first place to feel the rip in the honeymoon with 2 demons here. I better hear golden at every single gala including the Olympic Games or I'll be very upset. Jacob had an outstanding last junior season. Personal best of 230, no quad, so he'll have to bet all of his eggs on his quality. And that has worked out for a couple of people that I know. His countryman Tomoki Hiwatashi with the best Russian split is looking to get into the mix of the US team, and these events would be the best place to shoot up. Before we talk about the Three Kingdom Chinese War, we need to talk about Vladimir Livdentsev. I know you are all dying to hear about his 251 personal best. No, but he's actually one of the most consistent skaters with scores often around 225, 240, which is kind of normal for men. There's just something about him that simply does not click. It's so strange, it's like the Bluetooth is not working. He just lacks charisma, and even when he's clean, the crowd does not react, and that's very off-putting. To decide the singular spot from Team China, Peng Xinming, Dai Daiwei and Jin Boyang will face off twice, Cup of China being the first, the second, Nationals. The combined score will decide the ticket holder. In other words, they are forced to be consistent or exceptional at one of the events. Xinming will have a hard time contending unless Dai and Boyang crash and burn in both events. Boyang was once able to reach the 300 mark in the +3 era. After a series of injuries though, he now oscillates in the 230-260 mark. Saddens me quite a bit that he doesn't receive the flowers he deserves. He's one of the leaders of the Quad Revolution. As his monumental career is coming to an end, does he have a last hooray? On the other hand, Dai is young and ready to mingle. Very stable skater with scores between 220-230. Possibly one of the most unfairly judged skaters in the circuit. 7s for skating skills? The judges did prescription glasses ASAP. You better skate well because I want you to keep your noble consort status. You're my favorite guy here. I don't want you to be sent to the Cold Palace. The stellar event here in China is my favorite discipline. Pairs! After years of people complaining about the lack of depth in pairs, the moment we acquire a couple of extra pairs at the top, suddenly the landscape radically changes. Speaking of summoning demons, Sui and Hana are making their awaited comeback this week. They were originally assigned to the Olympic qualifier but ended up withdrawing, claiming they were not ready. When Jing shared a reel of them training, don't you think I miss Kong singling that axle, eh? Being very fair, I don't expect them to be at their absolute best. However, you will never see me bet against this pair. Their personal best happens to be the world record, 239. I hope they're both happy to come back, really. I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but I love them and I really want them to be happy. If they repeat as Olympic champions at Milano, Sui Han would be the first pair to do so since, guess freaking who? Arguably the best pair we have ever seen in this sport, Gordiva Grinkov in 1994. Regardless of the final standing, I'm just so excited to watch Sui Han again. Then we have the upcoming youngster Junhwan, who, less than a month ago, earned the quota for China in Chinese Nebelhorn, with their personal best of 191. They are an excellent pair, don't be surprised if they suddenly incorporate a quad twist. I must admit that ever since someone pointed out how cold Huang was toward Yashuan, I've been kind of put off this pair. These women are putting their lives on your hands quite literally. The least you could do is swallow your pride and show your appreciation for these women. They are your partner, they are your team. Be nice, that's what we are asking for, please. I do believe we are looking at 2 medalists at home. China does love home cooking. I go back and forth on this Cup of China podium and I'm having the time of my life. I love a deep field. I'll go with the world medalists though. Conti and Macchi are coming to Italy as the #1 Italian team. They'll be facing their compatriots, namely Beccari Guarisa, who are returning after an injury and fatherhood. Congrats, Matteo! Thankfully, Conti and Macchi have picked music that I can get behind. Still not a tango, but I can forgive it if they are good. They constantly surpass the 210 mark, meaning they should be aiming for the podium. They should or must have it if they want any dream of medaling at home Olympics alive. Lucrezia and Matteo have not had a dazzling return to competition with 181 at Nebelhorn and a scary 160 at Trialetti Trophy. Nevertheless, they were the European champions in 2024 with their personal best of 199. Completing the Italian team, Chilardi and Ambrosini, they never seem to pull it together. I love them dearly. Their programs are cool, they're committed performers. They are so inconsistent, and that might lose them the second spot for their home Olympics. The team with the power that could break the Chinese stronghold is Metelkina Verufrik. Last year, I hated that their short was their most enjoyable and fun program in the circuit. This season, they have given me the gift of 2 programs I dislike. I will never let anyone forget the way Berulava treated Karina unless he publicly apologizes. There is nothing better than a skater you dislike skating to a program you also dislike. That way, you can be a hater in peace. They are very good though, with scores between 190 to 210. Annika Hokke and Robert Kunkel are eternally injured, and I'm praying to the skating gods that they'll make it to the Olympic Games in one piece. They are rock stars and always hyping up the crowd. I love this pair. It's also a pair that struggles with consistency, damn you injuries, but very easy to love. Personal best from 2024 at 198. The only US team here, Karim McBeat and Daniel Bergman with back-to-back events. If they manage to sneak into the podium, they should be strongly considered for the Olympic team. I think one of them does not have the nationality though. The US will have a strong presence in China with Alysa Liu and Amber Glenn, aka the current world champion and who we thought was bound to become world champion. If Alysa doesn't surprise us with a triple axel, I have an inkling Amber will take the gold. With a personal best of 215, our favorite Demon Slayer has the advantage. Aside from Boston, her scores have been 214, 212, 212, 215, 210. People need to stop calling her inconsistent because she just got rid of that label. Conversely, Alysa finished 9th in Lombardia with a total score of 197. I'm not gonna say she was home cook at Boston, but her scores had been between 120 and 130 and suddenly shooting up to 150 in the free. Do with that what you may. For the mother of God, can figure skating stop making headlines for bad things? We should go viral for more things like this and this. What I do wanna do is personally thank Alysa Liu for going gaga in the free. Ever since Abracadabra came out, I've been crossing my fingers that someone would choose this music. I'm ecstatic that Alysa is the one. I know she will not disappoint me. This girl will slay. Granted, I was not vibing too much to the choreography, but I know she will sell it by the Olympics. At their toes, the most inconsistent members of Team Japan. My favorite of the 3, Rino Matsuike, is recycling Luz Eterna now as a short program. Oh, this is the fan service we needed. Also, that dress? Oh, send it to a museum, it's beautiful. Her personal best dates from 2022, however, in my book, she's better now than she was. She just hasn't been able to skate 2 clean programs. Last year, she did get away from the GP with 2 silvers. Likewise, Hana Yoshida, 2-time silver medalist in the GP. She's been deserted by the federation due to her inconsistency. Scores between 170 and 199. Rinka Watanabe oscillates even more, jumping from 164 to 203. Both have a triple axel. They need to prove that they are not only able to medal but reliable, especially after the stellar performance by Ami Nakai. With 10 other girls consistently hitting above 190, 200, I can see why Japan might not be willing to take the risk and back them up. Don't get it twisted. These girls' eyes are set on the Olympic team, not on the GP final. Thus, they might just come out guns blazing. After qualifying to the Olympics at Chinese Nebelhorn, Anastasia Gubanova's burden has been lifted. I said my piece regarding her programs here. I won't repeat myself other than I hit the short. She crossed the 200 mark twice in her last 2 competitions. I can see her sneaking into that podium. Cannot believe Koreans are ranking this low on my list, but oh well. Gia did not have the brilliant performance she was looking for, but despite me putting her this low on my list, I still believe in her. I think she can medal. The other Korean is the 19-year-old who didn't see anything wrong with pursuing a 14-year-old and when facing suspension decided that the best course of action was publishing the private conversations and shift the blame. But who am I to judge, am I right? Hey, and Lisa's average score is 188 from the past 2 seasons. Apparently, everybody in this field is a dark horse. Ana Peseta is the darkest horse of the dark horses. Ana Peseta made her debut in seniors in Europeans last year. Well, not last year, last season. Well, but you know what I mean. Her jumps are gigantic. The thing is, she's not always on top of them. She constantly circles 170s. At the Pella Trophy though, 190. That gives us insight into how high she can get. She wants Lara's spot. Just like we had the Three Kingdom War in men, we have the Three Queendom War here. Yan Xian, Ryu Yanshang, and Yishu are facing each other. Yan Xian, or Nini, has been the talk of the town even in her junior seasons. Yishu has made the team before. They were the most likely to be chosen for the Olympics. Hit or Ryu Yanshang. I was blown away by this girl. Seldom do we see skaters coming out from juniors with such a strong mentality. She made mistakes at the qualifier, but the way she handled them under so much pressure is admirable. She earned the quota. I hope she makes it. Who are you betting on this week? Like, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Have you heard the news? Lenny is leaving Lambiel. But during Olympic season? So many unexpected turns that we're just in week 2.